All right.
Go, Sean.
All right. Says we're live. Let's hope we are. I think it might take a few seconds. Waiting for confirmation here. Usually we'll start to see, you might start to see people pop up here anyway at some point. Yeah, I do see people here. All right, that's good. So I think we're live. So first off, on behalf of the Clown Appreciation Society, thank you so much, Jenna, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We are super psyched to talk to you. I can see some people are already showing up here.
Oh, neat.
In the
That's
feed.
Cool.
Yeah. Let some more people get on. But yeah, again, I mean, thanks so much for joining us. We know it's everybody's getting back to being busy and crazy, which is a good thing. So we're happy that you could take the time and appreciative that you could take the time to meet with us.
Yeah, thanks for making it work.
Awesome. So we're just going to start up with a few questions, and then we have a bunch of user questions that we pulled, or member questions. I always say users, but it says users up there. That's why. Member questions that we pulled to ask, and we'll go from there. Sound
cool.
Good? Awesome.
Sounds great.
All right. So our first burning question that we ask, all our guests are: when will Terrifier 2 be released?
When will Terrifier 3 be released? That's my question.
I like that.
I think Terrifier 2 comes out when the vaccine does.
That's true. I like
So what are you up to now then, Jenna? Is how's life? How's the movie business?
It's weird. It's weird, and it's new, and it's different, and we're all figuring out together what it looks like.
Yeah. What are you up to? Any plans for future movies or?
Yeah, well, there were a bunch of films that I was a part of, a couple of horror films that you guys would probably dig that got postponed right when the shutdown happened. So hopefully those will get up and kicking pretty soon. I did just act and do stunts in a pretty cool music video. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It came out a week ago, maybe last week. Awesome. It's very, very gory and bloody and action-packed, lots of fights. So I think anyone who's watching this would probably like it.
That's you. Yeah, that's the right audience for sure.
Yeah, This is Our Life is the name of the song, and the artist is Des Rocks, DESROCS. It's really good. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, can't wait to check that out.
Yeah, me too.
That's awesome. So aside from I think movies. So how have you been staying busy during the pandemic? Like what's your kind of how have you been keeping sane during the pandemic?
The isolation part was actually pretty easy for me. I'm kind of a cat in human form, so I actually really liked the excuse to not go to parties. But I missed working a lot, so I've done a ton of writing. I've been meditating every day, reading, trying to educate myself more, catch up on all the movies that I haven't seen that people always say, "Wait, you haven't seen insert movie here." Now I have.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And catch up on also I had some work to do in terms of some of the films that I've directed have been on the virtual / drive-in circuit this year. So I've definitely done a lot of work for those and the publicity for those and a lot of that stuff, and I would try to hike a lot and go out in the middle of the week so that there wouldn't be as many people around, or go at weird times, or drive outside the city. Definitely a lot of getting into nature definitely grounds me. Cool. For sure.
That's fantastic.
So let's talk Terrifier, of course, Terrifier.
What? You guys want to talk about that movie?
Yeah, why not? Let's talk about that, shall we? As we're here. Yeah, don't blame it. So are you surprised by its success? Because it is successful, isn't it?
Yeah. I've been pleasantly surprised. I'm really happy that it was so well received and that all of the weirdos who love it so much feel that way. It makes me very happy.
Yeah, we've got more weirdos on ATCAS.
Yeah. There are 3 weirdos on this call as we speak. Yeah, I'm really happy with how well it's been received. I was not expecting that at all. You do all sorts of projects and you never know which is going to land. Sometimes it feels like you're throwing spaghetti at the wall, just waiting for something to stick. And it's also funny with the timeline. I mean, we shot it in I think 2014 and it came out in 2016 and then didn't really pop off until it hit Netflix.
Did Damien find you, or was it the other way around?
Yeah, Damien found me. I don't remember how we originally met. There was something that connected us originally, and then I actually read for a movie of his that didn't end up getting made. And so I auditioned for that way back in the day, and he circled back and said, hey, so that's actually not happening, but this other movie is happening. Would you be interested in reading for this? And he sent me the script for Terrifier, and I remember reading it and going, this is twisted. Sign me up. And that was the end of that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, my death was actually originally a little more twisted in the original script. He ended up changing it a little bit, but Katie ended up getting the brunt of the
yeah, I'll say she did.
We've got members all across the world. I mean, we've got countries I've never heard of. There's some countries where I can't even pronounce. It takes about 28 seconds to pronounce. It's amazing. It's literally worldwide.
I love that. That makes me so happy. And everyone's almost everybody's so cool and so chill and so nice and just such, supportive, wonderful people.
I think they call it the Terror family.
That's true.
Yeah. I love that.
You're part of the Terror family.
I love it. That's so cool.
So continuing along those lines, what, I think you touched on a little bit, but what was it like working on Terrifier with Damien and the cast and crew and really kind of just breaking that new ground with this movie?
I'm drinking tea for Steve.
Whatever you need to
do. for the English among us. It was a lot of fun. It was very challenging. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was tough in that I'm sure they've talked about how it was 2 weeks of night shoots. So it was 2 weeks of working from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Getting to work as the sun went down, leaving as the sun came up. The building had no central heat, so it was freezing. It was a really creepy building, which kind of helped in a way. But so it was a lot. It was challenging in all those ways, and all the ways that indie film always is. But it was also a lot of fun because Damien is super talented, and despite what his work would say, is incredibly sweet and a lovely person. And everyone, because it is an indie film, everyone just really wanted to be there, and the cast was awesome. I mean, all of those guys are so talented, and I'm so happy I've gotten to work with them, and I hope I get to more. Katie and I are still really close. I saw Sam on Zoom months ago. I don't know. I have no sense of time. Time means nothing anymore. And yeah, David's a great. Puya. I mean, everyone is. Everyone is super talented. Damien really got a good group of folks together.
Good.
Awesome.
And you get really close working in such conditions. Shared trauma.
What was Tara like to play? Is she different to you or the same as you?
Both. I tried to bring some of myself into all of the roles that I play, and so that I can really be telling the truth and not putting on a facade. So she's definitely like me in that I also would have fought. I definitely, I definitely would not run. I'd be fighting for sure, like she does, and that's something I really like about her a lot. I also, like her, have a small bladder. I can totally see myself having to stop and pee in some random creepy abandoned place. Very much like me. I've also been in her position of having friends that are drunk and acting foolish and having to kind of wrangle them. Yeah, I mean, I think I might have. Yeah, I think we're fairly similar. I still have the costume. I think we've integrated.
Were you given that costume by Damien?
One of them. So there were actually 2 costumes. One of them was just a wreck by the end of the shoot. It was either day I was either wearing the clean costume or the one that was bloody, crusty, full of holes. Yeah. So I got to keep the one that was not destroyed, which is cool. I mean, I think yeah, Damien let me have it. It didn't fit him, so.
And he tried.
He tried.
No dice.
No dice.
And that costume was probably very popular last Halloween for people, wasn't it?
I bet. I've seen some dope cosplays. I've seen some really, really good Terra costumes. So props to all those folks. I mean, and I kept it also for conventions, which obviously we haven't been doing as of late, but now I have it for when they get back up.
Yeah, I think they'll be back up.
Yeah, eventually, when we can all safely hug.
Yeah, we're going to jump into some member questions.
Yeah.
Who's first, Sean? You or me?
I think you.
Just stick my glasses on then. Right. Question from Ross Cordill. You could add or change anything about your character. What would it be and why?
Huh.
I think we've said this already, haven't we?
I think I would have liked to live. Living would have been nice.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
I would have thought that's it, yeah. That's about it, really.
Yeah, I think
that covers it.
That.
Yeah, for sure. The next question is from Vanessa Windish. So this is like a 2-part question, sort of. Which Scream Queen would you say you drew the most inspiration from for your portrayal of Tara?
Oh, I've never gotten that. I like that
That's a
question
good one.
a lot. That's a really good one. I'm trying to think because some of the horror movies that immediately come to mind, I can't remember if they were out at the time and whether they were actually ones that I was drawing from.
What's your favorite horror film of all time?
Oh God, I don't have just one. I have a bunch that I really love. I mean, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night is one of my favorites. Raw is one of my favorites. The Witch is great. The Thing. Sometimes I like to think that this isn't really horror. I don't know about Scream Queens. I'd like to think sometimes that I'm like Brendan Fraser's character in The Mummy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like you want to be cool, but you're also kind of not cool when everything starts really hitting the fan.
Well, that's an interesting side of it for sure. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. And that physical side of it.
Yeah,
physical
definitely.
Element.
Yeah, it's a different.
That's a really good question. I'll have to think on that.
You can get
Is
back
Brendan Fraser a Scream Queen?
He could be. I mean, I don't know.
You know?
Yeah, I'd say yes.
Yeah, I think so.
He could be for sure.
Oh,
absolutely.
And the platform, which just came out this year, is one of my favorites.
Oh yes. Yep.
Yeah, because I was just looking at my like I have an ongoing list, and yeah, I don't know that I drew from one Scream Queen in particular, but I appreciate all of the ones who have paved the way.
Well, the second part of the question, I guess, is probably the inspiration for the first part of the question, which says, "Have you ever been compared to Neve Campbell?"
Yes.
So maybe that's where she was going.
I very much appreciate the comparison. She is very talented and gorgeous, and so I thank you.
Right, next question we have from the one and only Brooke Cole.
One and only
Brooke. And she says, "What's up, girl?" That's
what
from
up?
Brooke.
That's a good one, Steve. You did good with that. Yeah.
What's up?
How did you feel when Art stared at you at the pizzeria?
Uncomfortable. How would you feel?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, that I had lots to draw from of, you know, weird dudes yelling at me from their cars and you know, just classic rape culture stuff. Just uncomfortable, especially because David, if you said you had him on here, I mean, so you know, he's very colorful. He's very like very silly and over the top and quirky and funny, and it's almost more alarming when he stops talking. Because he's such a vibrant person that when he really just becomes somebody else, and it's very unsettling.
So even with the cameras on, that famous stare he gave you at the pizzeria still freaked you out.
Yeah. It's uncomfortable. Yeah, I mean, in real life, if someone was in a clown costume, not speaking, just staring and smiling at me, I would not like anything about that.
That's my favorite bit of the film.
Yeah,
I love the pizzeria bit. I think it's
thanks.
Good. Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you know the piece of trivia about that place? About how it was originally going to be a burger place?
Sort of, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, Katie and I, we're both vegan now, so I'm not sure what he would do
I'm
now.
vegan. I'm vegan.
Hey!
Up the vegans. Yeah, up the vegans. So's Elliot. Elliot for Terrifier 2. He's vegan as well. Everybody's vegan. Sean, you're next.
Sign me up.
Yeah,
you're next.
You're next.
Yeah, but so
up the
at the
vegans.
time we were just vegetarian at the time, and so he changed it from burgers to pizza. So now I guess if we did it, it could have been like a vegan restaurant, I suppose.
Keeping with the times.
Yeah. Maybe it was really the dairy that was making me unsettled, and I just didn't know it yet.
The dairy and the combination of that and him staring at you, probably.
It's a bad combination.
Bad combo for sure. So this is one of our members. How do I pronounce his name? Damian Leone. Damian Leone asks. Yeah, he's a problem on here. What does Jenna think about? And you I think you already kind of alluded to this, which is good. So see, he's that forward thinking, but he says, what does Jenna think about all the amazing Tara fan art cosplay? Is there something in particular that stood out over the past couple of years?
I love all of it. It makes me so happy. It brings me such joy. The cosplays and the people that one will cosplay Tara and one will do art and they'll pose together. They'll do the iconic pose, or the fan art makes me so happy. Like I don't know, have you seen the one where someone did? It's like a parody on American Gothic where the artist is standing there with the pitchfork and I'm standing next to him like looking scared. It's incredible. It's so good. That's one of my favorites. Someone fairly recently during the pandemic, I think, put out some art where they did some drawings of Art and and it's in manga style. It's so cool. Like, and I love all that stuff.
That's super cool.
It brings my heart so much joy. I don't it makes me feel very special and happy.
It seems like there is a lot of it too, which is great.
Yeah. People are creative and weird, and those are two best qualities. I don't know who this Damien guy is, but you should definitely ban him from the group.
He flies in here every once in a while and comments stuff and then leaves. But
so rude.
Yeah, deal with him later.
Right, next question we have from a Jackie Barber, and it's: were you actually scared looking at Art the Clown? I think we've said that already, haven't we?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, sometimes more than others.
Yeah.
When you guys are in that garage, I mean, were there ever any moments where you weren't expecting him to come around the corner and he came around the corner, or did they ever, do scenes like you didn't expect him to be there and there he was?
Oh, like playing pranks kind of
thing? Well, just, to kind of get that reaction.
Yeah. I don't think so. Something that I will say that that some of you may already know is that in the scene where I'm watching Katie die, I'm actually tied up. So normally in movies you'll have non-sticky tape, or they'll kind of like make rigs that make it look like you're tied up, but you're not actually. And I had them actually tie me up because I wanted to feel, I mean, I was able to do that because I trusted everybody on the team, but I wanted to feel scared and to use my true reactions to the environment.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Well, next.
I'm sure there were pranks at some point. I will say that Damien and I had an ongoing game of taking pictures of the other one passed out because our schedule was so nuts that you could always, like, my caller ID for Phil, the producer, is this photo of him passed out with David in full makeup leaning over him.
Yeah.
So that was an ongoing thing.
That's fun. Well, speaking of Phil, Philip Falcone asks, Jenna, what was the toughest part of filming for you? Because I know you did your own stunts.
Who are these people? Where do you get these people?
I don't know. A bunch of yahoos.
Yeah, for real. The hardest part of filming, honestly, the hardest part of filming probably was that crazy sleep schedule and the because the stunt stuff, I really enjoy doing stunts. They make me really I like being engaged with my body in that way. And so it probably would have to be the sleep schedule. I mean, your body really does not want sleep when the sun is up. It's really hard to make yourself do that. I mean, I have so much respect for people that work jobs where they have to do that all the time. It's a tough thing to make your body do, and it's also takes a mental toll on your ability to think clearly by the end of it.
I can imagine.
So honestly, yeah, that was probably the hardest part, and just how cold it was. It was really, really cold. And you know, but these are all things that come with the territory sometimes.
Yeah. Heather says, what is your favorite band?
Oh.
Yeah, going off the Terrifier subject.
Yeah, we're all over the place. I have two favorite bands. One of them is Lord Huron, and then my number one favorite is probably the War on Drugs.
There you go, Heather.
To be clear, Heather, not a fan of the actual War on Drugs, just the band.
There you go, Heather.
There you go. Oh, and Bruce Springsteen.
I'm sure there's probably a lot. They'll keep coming up. So John Ruff has, and he always asks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-part questions, but you don't have to expound too much in each one, but they're actually good, fun questions. So if you were an MMA fighter, what would your walk-on music be?
Oh my God, that's a great question. These are so unique, these questions. On Top of the World by Kimbra.
Wow. I'm gonna have to write that one down.
Go look it up. You'll feel pretty hyped.
I'm gonna write that one down for sure.
It's a good one.
I love it. What is your favorite vegan meal?
Also a good question. I love vegan Ethiopian food. Like just one of those where it's just like a platter of just piles of veggies, and you have the
eat with your hands,
spongy bread, and you eat with your hands. I miss it.
It's a fun experience too.
So good. Yeah. When it's even more fun when you can actually do the whole. Yeah. But that's probably my favorite.
Good. What part of the script was your favorite the first time you read it?
I really like. I mean, I think I touched on this a little bit earlier, but I really liked when I first read it and saw that Tara. Oh, puppy! When I saw that Tara is, somewhat intelligent. It's really refreshing to see horror characters that aren't doing dumb stuff that is going to get them killed. That I like. It was refreshing to see a well-written, strong, intelligent, ready to fight female character. I love that she wasn't going to give up and wasn't going to,
Yeah, that was another good thing that was different about this movie, It's not the standard formula,
Exactly. That drew me to it for sure.
What is your funniest behind the scenes memory?
So I tell this one all the time, because not all the time, but I've told it before because it brings me so much joy. But because we were all so like out of it all the time, there was a morning where we were coming home from working. It was probably week 2, and we stopped at a gas station, and Phil was getting gas, and Damien was so delirious. And you've seen, his work, that it's violent and depraved and all this twisted stuff. And he went on this rant in his delirium about how much he loved hedgehogs. And now every time one of us sees a hedgehog, like a GIF or a picture online, we'll send them to each other, because it's like I just cherished that moment so much, because it was so it was just so pure.
That's so
we
fun.
were all so exhausted.
That's awesome. Well, when we talk to him, we're gonna have to squeeze a hedgehog in there.
Yeah,
I think.
Don't give him any context. Don't tell him that I told him.
Okay, we won't.
Just somehow slip in. And then, I mean, similarly, there was like at one point, Katie and I were so cold in between takes that we were sharing a comforter with Sekou, who was our behind the scenes photographer. And so the 3 of us were like bundled in this comforter, and we were singing Ludacris at one point. But like,
was that the late hour? Was that when the hours were getting late?
Yeah, and nothing good happens after 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It only gets weirder.
Yeah, that's amazing.
After the witching hour.
And last but certainly not least, how is your brother Vance doing today, and how did his date go?
Oh, that's so sweet. Vance is good. He's really good. I just got to visit him yesterday. I've been getting tested once a week so that I can still see him and our family.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
He has been with his girlfriend. It's not the girlfriend from the film. That was the director. They're asking, I assume, about the short film that we did.
The short film, yeah.
Bumblebees, that I directed.
Yeah.
So that was just she was an actor, but his actual girlfriend in real life, they've been together for 3 years. And
oh, good. Cute. Wow, that's sweet.
I know. We can all aspire.
That's awesome.
This pup is killing me.
She's the best, Dolly.
She's as Dolly, and she's blind.
Dolly.
Yeah.
Girl.
Everybody loves Dolly, but
I can see why. Look at her.
She's cute. Right, Dolly, go back to sleep. Right. Next question we have from Aaron, and it's: if you weren't acting, writing, or directing, what do you think you'd be doing?
I think I would be working in the field of forensic science if I weren't in the film.
Yeah.
I really like forensics. I studied it when I was younger, and I love it. It's basically just storytelling in reverse. You're basically just saying, here's the end of the movie. How'd we get here? And I think it's fascinating.
It's interesting way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So something else with dead bodies, but they'd be real.
Yeah. This is from Mills Jeff. What do you think makes a good horror/scary movie?
I think intelligent characters, inclusive casting, and not showing the monster too much.
Yes. Totally agree.
Yep.
Yeah. Obviously it's different with Terrifier, because he's not exactly a monster. He's one of the characters, but I think we've all seen a lot of horror movies where they just show the crap out of a monster, and it ruins the that's I think we forget that our imaginations are are worse than anything we can actually see most of the time.
Definitely. Right, we have now Dylan McKinley, and it's what was your favorite location you filmed in? Obviously Terrifier, I think he means. Favorite
location in Terrifier or in general?
Yeah, I'd assume so. Yeah, that's what he means.
I mean, we were only in the abandoned building or the pizza place. So between those, probably the abandoned building. It helped act and feel and be scared, because it was so scary all by itself. You didn't have to do anything to it. It was just a creepy. There was a room, like the room that we shot, that was full of tires. That was just like that. There was a room that was full of abandoned cars. The area with kind of that office, the like old cubicle area. There were, you got your old syringes, you got your used condoms on the ground. Like, it was the whole thing. It just looked like there used to be a thriving business there, and then one day they just got up and walked away without cleaning anything up, and that's super unsettling.
What about your favorite location of any movie?
Oh, there was a house that we shot in for Bye Bye Man that, and this wasn't even, again, like, I love when horror movies just are what they are off screen even. There was a house that we shot in Cleveland, Ohio, that one of the people on the production team, I was not in a scene, and they said, hey, come, I want you to come see something. And they took me into a room, and it was just a bedroom full of dolls.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Wall to wall dolls. And there was a closet in it that was bolted shut.
Oh, that sounds.
So I'll let you decide what. Does
dolls freak you out? Do they, Jenna?
Not by themselves, but in volume, yes. It's one. You know what I mean? Like, a doll by itself doesn't inherently freak me out, but a room full of them.
Yeah.
I've actually got Fats. Have you heard of Fats?
No.
Fats from the film Magic, 1978.
No.
I'll get Fats. Hold on.
Oh Lord, I don't like where this is going
Prepare
at all.
Prepare to be horrified, I'm sure.
I'm already. I am already. I don't like this. What's going on? Is that a velvet couch he has? Oh God.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, the ventriloquist dummies are even worse than dolls.
Oh, its eyes move, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
absolutely not.
I'd be out.
If you Google it, it's really good.
Oh no, he's looking into my soul. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Nothing about this is all right.
He's taking a bad turn.
He sits in my bedroom. He looks at me all night. It's strange, isn't it?
Oh, does he?
Weird bloke.
He sleeps in your bed with you and Dolly.
Wait, who's weird? The doll or?
Oh my gosh. And now we're never going to see him again because the doll just killed him.
The doll just killed him.
Okay, you survived.
So anyway, yeah, Google it. Magic. Anthony Hopkins.
Good stuff.
Oh, Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, okay. That was his first ever film. 1978.
I think I did actually see that. I'm definitely old enough to have been able to see that.
Yeah, watch it. That's very that's spooky.
All right.
And let's see. I have one more question. So this is again from Mills Jeff. Jenna, I recently watched Max and the Monster, which you wrote and directed, and I love it. Who are your mentors when it comes to writing and filmmaking?
First of all, thank you for watching it, and thank you for your kind words. Mentors, when it comes to writing, I don't know that I could narrow it down. I mean, I feel like I try to learn from every director and every writer that I work with, and that whose stuff I read, and I'd have to think on that, because I try to take inspiration from different places for everything I do, and for multiple places, and to kind of build everything together.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
That's awesome. Yeah,
that's a really good question, though. I mean, like, because I have. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, it doesn't even have to come from people that are doing the same thing, right? It can come probably from anywhere, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, when I think about, like, people that I would consider, for lack of a better word, my heroes in general, none of them are in the industry.
Yeah.
But they're people whose way of thinking I really like, or whose way of approaching problems I really like. Like Nikola Tesla obviously was not a screenwriter, but that being said, I think you can look to him for, what is what's an unconventional way of accomplishing what I want to accomplish, or what are ways to think outside of the box for things that I care about and that I know are possible, even if I don't know how to get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely different sources of inspiration for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely one of them.
Awesome. Well, I don't know, Steve, did you have any more questions on your list?
No, I believe that is it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is it from the members.
That is it from the
Thank
members.
you, members. Thank you for all your support.
Yeah, they're great. They're super great. But you know, on behalf of you know, our Clown Appreciation Society and Dolly and Steve and everybody, again, thank you so much for your time. We really super appreciate it. I know people were so excited for this. So and it lives live in the group, so people can refer back to it. And Dolly is completely, I mean, she's like completely satisfied as well.
She's the real star of this show. she's who the people really came to see, if we're being honest. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This is a ton of fun. I mean, I love horror, I love movies, and I can talk about this stuff all the time. So
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Well, we might take you up on that again. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Jenna.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Good to see you.
Bye-bye.